Welcome to Talk Time. Pete's been on holiday for 3 days. I'm completely unsupervised, and so I've managed to sneak this into the showroom, a BMW R9T Urban GS. This is from BMW's Heritage range, and in this particular guise, it's £12,950. Many other configurations are possible. You have to have a look at the BMW Motorrad configurator. We have an 850mm seat height, so it's quite tall, but then it is an Urban GS. It's a 221 kilo bike, so, you know, it's piling on the pounds. 17-litre tank, which is good for 55 miles per gallon, 160-mile range, and so they say. Even with this funky little screen, 130 miles an hour. So coming round to the front of the bike, we have 19-inch gold spoked wheel. This is a 475-pound option for the gold spoke wheels over the standard cast wheels. We're running a Bridgestone Battle Axe Adventure, and on the front it is a 120/70/19 tyre. We've got fairly standard fare here. These off-the-shelf Brembo 4-pot calipers, both sides, and they are gripping a 320mm disc. So plenty of braking on the front here, and this is being held together in check by standard conventional 43mm forks, no adjustment, funky gaiters here for style and fashion, up into a steering damper, and tubular steel frame. It's housing the heart of this motorcycle, which is the 1170 air-cooled 4-stroke boxer engine. We've got 108 brake horsepower, we've got 86.5 foot-pounds of torque. Key to this is an updated cylinder head. This is the EU5 engine, which is running cleaner, so the combustion is more efficient. But key is you're getting improved low to mid-range torque. This also allows part of this paraphernalia, you can see the differences in here, are connected to the new fly-by-wire throttle, which also gives us 3 rider modes, rain, road, and dirt, enough for anyone. And it gives us ABS, it gives us cornering ABS and also anti-slip. We've got ABS Pro, which now gives this bike the ability for cornering ABS. And of course, we have engine braking, which keeps the back wheel from locking up as you change down the gears. It's nice stuff. It's all very useful. Final part of these model updates are a brand new rear shock absorber. And on here, we have a hand wheel adjustment for preload. We've also got this, another very distinctive feature of the Heritage range, which is shaft drive, no maintenance, very direct. It's a stylish looking thing. We're into a 17-inch spoked wheel at the back, and we are again running the same Bridgestones, but this time with a 170/60/17 profile, conventional BMW branded 2-pot caliper, gripping a 265mm disc. Very sufficient, very substantial, completely different from that CCM I rode last week. And then just to finish it off, we've got an Acropovic can on this side, which is a new design. You either like it or you don't. So I have struggled somewhat this week with the CCM in my head. That left me kind of confused about this whole range of bikes. There is no flags to wave on this bike. This bike is a BMW. If anything, it will get picked apart because of the roundel. So what I'm hoping for, this bike is so good in its own right that it makes a case for itself, and it's a heritage bike that you can just hop on and enjoy without having to make excuses for. So this bike inspires you to do things a little bit differently, and I'm going to do something that I haven't done for a long time. Hey, I've been asked to ask for Richie.
Yes, that's me.
Richie, I'm planning a road trip on a motorcycle without sat-nav, and I think I'm going to try and do it by map.
By map, okay.
Do you have a map? Do we still sell maps?
We do still sell maps, we still sell flags.
Could I plan a road trip with a map? Is that possible?
Yes.
Yes.
Very easily.
Excellent.
Yes. Where are you all planning?
And kind of take me, I'm not going too far, I'm just looking to find
This will actually give us a breakdown.
Yep.
A gallon, louder.
Then we're 338.
Still all the details, everything for everything that we need, everywhere we need.
Well, this is the Urban GS 2022 and I live in the city of Edinburgh, and frankly you can't get too much more urban than Edinburgh. So that brings me to what exactly is this bike all about? What's it about? Urban GS Heritage. It's a good question, and hopefully I'm going to answer it. It's back to basics, and back to basics I realise often just means it's a little bit crap. And so we go for complexity. We favour complexity over the basics because basic is seen as unfinished, made by somebody that's not got that much skill. It's just a bit crap. Simple. And this is not a bit crap. This is actually really very good. You've got a cracking riding position, which allows you to see over the top of oncoming vehicles. It's narrow and nimble, so you can actually cut through urban traffic. You can filter, you can move around in this sort of stuff. This is every day. This is not trying to be something as an exotic weekend toy. This is very practical, usable, everyday transport. He's closed my gap, so I'm not going to get through there. I'd have to breathe in, and I'm not that confident. It works. So the ergonomics are good. The execution of it's good. The feeling, the quality, all the controls, they just feel solid and well put together. It definitely feels and looks like something you can trust, something you can rely on, something that will start. I know that sounds stupid. It's like saying the mirrors are good. The mirrors are good. You can see stuff in the mirrors. We're back to basics again. This for me is a different way to look at basics. Have you nailed what you need? And if you have, you've got something which is out of the box good. That's this. I like it a lot. I imagine that comes through right from the get-go. I already have found things to like about this bike. Mainly because it achieves something which a lot of bikes set out to do at great cost, or with exotic materials or strange styling. It makes you feel good. I feel good about my life. And I think part of that is because it's not trying to be something, you know, it's October. The roads are wet. There's all those diesel patches on the road. The leaves are coming down. I don't want a double R. I don't want to be riding around on something that just says I've got something to prove. I love the bike. This is not against complexity, and I'm not going against complexity. The new M1000R is going to be one of the most phenomenal things that anyone's seen in quite a long time. I'm confident about that, and I'm as excited about complexity and technology and newness and the best of the best of the best of everything as anyone else is, because it gets you. But there is also something about this, and about the way it goes around doing what it does, the way it goes about its business. Last week the CCM drove me mental. Traffic lights, couldn't put the damn thing into neutral. Already this is better. Neutral, no problem, there I am. The mirrors, I can see what's behind me. The dial is clear, it's got everything I need. I don't need more. Alright, I'd quite like a fuel gauge, because I'm used to having one. I'd quite like a gear indicator, because I'm used to having one. Not because I actually need it. I'll get a reserve light when it's time. The levers are good. The switchgear's nice. I have got cruise control. Almost feels like I'm cheating slightly. I have got my riding modes. Again, almost feels like I'm cheating slightly. I've got a key. I can open the fuel tank. I don't have to wait for a keyless system to balance and equalize. This has a lot of character. It feels right. The engine is just awesome. It's snorty, it's rorty, and it's definitely rather naughty. I like the air-cooled feel. I like looking down and seeing it sticking out on each side. Works for me. It's got so much torque. I know it's 230 odd kilos, but there is just a big pounding wave of torque from those pistons to pull this thing right from the outset. Almost drags along the road like a diesel. You don't have to rev it. See, look at this. This is all good. I can make progress. I can make progress legally, comfortably. Hopefully I'm not upsetting anyone. It's not upset the cyclist. They've got extra super duper rates right now. He's not happy with the Mercedes. See, urban, it's a jungle, it's a melee, it's everyone for themselves. It's coming at you from all sides and all angles, and we all have to kind of intermingle and make the best of it. Unfortunately, that has led to a lot of divisions where one feels they have more rights than the other. Cycles over motorcycles, motorcycles over cars, bus lanes, buses. When did buses get priority? They did. Must have happened in an office somewhere. What a day. What a day. And that helps. And that's part of what this bike is about. It fits into your life. And I like the way it fits into your life. You don't have to be an out and out motorcyclist where your whole thing is motorcycling. I need to qualify that, not really explaining it very well. For some people, motorcycling is their life. They live it, they breathe it, they eat it. They want the fastest things, they can wheelie, they know what's coming out before the people that actually make the stuff that's coming out knows it's coming out. And for some people, they're looking for transport. They're looking for something pleasant, joyful, like a nice watch. And this is that thing. You could be laying in your bed on your day off, but you wouldn't if you had one of these. You just wouldn't be able to. You'd have to get out there. This is like going for a walk in the hills. This is like, I don't know, walking along beside a river. This is the kind of thing that makes you want to get out into the outdoors. That's what it does. I don't need a giant screen. I could go up the motorway on this. It won't knock me off. We've just got so narrow in our thinking and our focus, and things have indeed become so focused. This is deeply, deeply pleasant. I'm really not sure there's anything I don't like about this bike. The price is quite expensive, but without working a common theme of newspaper headlines right now, everything has gone up, and you know, its competition's gone up. Sometimes it feels at the moment that Triumphs and whoever else is there with Triumphs are actually more expensive than these, or certainly thereabouts. This is no longer the premium brand option that you have to overpay 20-25%. It's actually very accessible. I think you can spec one of these for 10.5 grand. You don't need the wire wheels. Have them if you want them, but you're £500. You don't need them. Do I need heated grips? Do I need cruise control? Not really. I could save myself another £650. So I'm down probably somewhere just under 11 already. I'm going to find myself a little space there, because that's all it actually needs, is a little space. It's autumn, I've got some time on my hands, I live in the city, I'm bloody lucky. The city is a concentration for all of the finest things in life. It's where you find art galleries. Last week it was art galleries. I'm not really an art gallery kind of person, I'll be honest with you. You've got theatres, you've got artisan bread. Bread is the simplest, most basic thing in the world, and yet it's been processed beyond anyone's understanding. But you can still go to a farmer's market in the city. You can still buy artisan bread. You know, I wasn't going to. I'm going to take it up the motorway, just for my own peace of mind. And see if it actually lives up to what I think it does. This is a great little thing. The way it handles, the way it makes you feel. Eee! Apparently that's the future. It sounds great. It really does. It just sounds fantastic. So we're up to motorway speeds, no problem at all. It sort of baps away underneath you like a small aircraft. And that's with an ever so legal exhaust on it. It sounds good, it feels good. I like the feel that comes off the bike. The bars are not vibrating. My mirrors are not vibrating, I can see super clearly. Everything just feels well bolted together. And you know, whatever job that screen is doing is a perfectly acceptable one. I'm sitting upright, I've not got the wind in my chest. It's kind of taking it up and over. If you put a bigger screen on, and that means likely going aftermarket, then I could easily see how this could do distance. I'm not for a moment suggesting it's a touring bike, but it could be. It depends on the size of your nuts. If you've got balls, I'm sure this would accompany you wherever you decided to take it. They say it's for short hops. Gonna come off here, and we'll find something a little bit more up this bike street. Which is likely to be small and twisty and snaking. And you'll find all of that stuff in the city. I do like the way this goes about its business. If I'd been a student again, and I know it's not going to happen, you can't go back to your youth. You can't be a student again. You can't be young. Unless you are. I wish I'd known about stuff like this. Because this would be a fantastic one bike does it all kind of thing. You could go to the beach at the weekends. It's just nice, it flows. It's a lot to be said for something that flows. Generally the script with these videos is you get the bike, you spend a bit of time with it, depending on how long you've been given, and then form a first impression before you start talking about it. But with this one, I feel inspired just to go in fresh. I haven't had it long, we've literally just picked it up. I've not even got heat into the tyres, we've not really gone anywhere. And immediately, there's just something very likeable about it. The simplicity of the instruments, the riding position, and then you have traffic. Do you know, right from the get-go, this is a bike that just makes you feel good about life. It's not asking for huge amounts from you. You don't have to prove anything. Slippy today. You don't have to go out of your way to do anything stupid. You just go in places. It fits. You're riding along. You're doing your thing. You're watching the world go by. You can see in the mirrors. By God, that's an underrated thing nowadays. You can actually see in the mirrors. I'm not going to make too much of a point of it, but it matters. Oh. Do you know where I am now? If you do, that's excellent, because I don't have a clue. In fact, I could quite safely say that I am lost. Lost. I've got a map in my rucksack, which is a good thing. And the best thing about being lost here is that I'm right on my doorstep. I haven't really gone anywhere. I've not travelled a distance to get lost. I've not done 800 miles, obviously. I'm not in another country or a continent. What I'm actually doing is just exploring around areas that I thought I knew, but don't really ever get up into. There's never a cause to get up here. Never had a reason. And we tend not to do things without a reason. But with the Urban GS, you don't need a reason to do anything at all. You do it because you can. Going around Tower Reservoir. Do you know, there's a lot to be said for going back to tangible, basic ways of doing things, and I really think that bike nails it across the board. I'm a big fan. I don't think there's anything I don't like about it. pretty much everything it does I do like, and I absolutely love how it fits in and kind of inspires me to get out and do more, to go and do things. Just I'm not doing anything special. I'm doing the things that I would do on my day off, going to the shops, I'm getting a cup of coffee, I'm planning things for the summer or the weekend. But I think what makes the biggest difference is it brings a sense of specialness to those everyday tasks. And I've got a lot of time for that. That's what motorcycling is. So if you liked this week's bike, and I liked it a lot, then like the video and of course subscribe.